Hello, friends, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Brandy, and I am the owner and creator of Boundless Treasures Boutique. And today we are going to be making this stunning cup. This technique was taught to me in one of my mentorship groups by BriUnique Creations. If you guys are not following her, please be sure to go check her out. I'll make sure to list all of her socials in the description as well. Um, but with that, I hope you guys enjoy this video, enjoy this technique. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. You have no idea how much that helps my channel. And I want to say thank you to all my mentorship members and my subscribers. Your guys' support and love means so much to me, and I just appreciate every single one of you. Now, jumping right in, we are going to be starting with a 30-ounce skinny straight tumbler. You will need a vinyl of your choice. I am using the Cami Page Boutique Ultimate Tumbler Tool. This is so that I can get a straight line for that vinyl wrap that we're going to be doing here shortly. And then, of course, I have my cup cradle, which is also from Cami Page Boutique. So if you guys are in need of some great tumbler tools, I highly recommend Cami Page Boutique. I use her tools all the time. They're fantastic. You'll see here at the end of this, I'm using her cup edging tool. She's just a fabulous creator, and all the tools that she makes is with us in mind. Now, we're going to be using this vinyl from 311 Co. I do have a discount code with Wendy and 311 Co. So please feel free to use that. Save yourself some money if you're looking for vinyl. But this particular vinyl is Alcohol Ink 4. It is absolutely stunning. Now, this is different from what Bri from BriUnique Creations taught us. She uses like gemstones or agate style, either sublimation or vinyl. So I figured this was very similar, but added my own little twist to it. And I love how it turned out. Now, to apply our vinyl, we're going to be using the hinge method. So you're just going to take about an inch of the backing off, line that up with the line that you made so that we ensure that it goes on straight. And we're going to slowly use our large squeegee to push the backing off the remainder of the vinyl. Once we've done that, I'm going to make sure that we've got a nice clean edge in the back. So I'm going to grab some painter's tape because it is very hard for me to make sure I get a straight edge. And I'm going to use that as my guide against where the two vinyls meet. And I'm going to take a super sharp craft knife and follow that painter's tape down. And then we're going to remove the excess from the top and from the bottom. Now, when you're moving it from the bottom, you're going to see it get a little wonky here. Don't fret. That is very easy to go back in and make sure that your vinyl lays flat and that there aren't any, weird little wrinkles or edges, but removing that bottom piece will just make sure that we've got a nice smooth finish to that. Now, if you do see that you do have more wrinkles or anything than you would like, you're going to see here in a moment, I'm going to bring out my heat gun and I'm just going to apply a little bit of heat. This will help smooth those out, as well as it's going to just make sure that we've got a nice, secure grip between the vinyl and the tumbler. So easy peasy, super quick fix. So don't worry about all those little wrinkles. Also take your little weeding pin, pop any bubbles that you may have in your vinyl. That way, none of that shows up under the epoxy itself. All right, now that we have finished with that step, we're going to move in to our edging, the top and the bottom rim. So I'm using my cup edging tool from Kenny Page Boutique. Like I said earlier, guys, this is a great tool. It makes sure I've got clean, even edges every single time. So I've got her website linked below. Feel free to go check her out. It's just incredible. All our tools are made with us in mind. So it really, really is great. Now, on to the fun part of this. Again, I can't thank BriUnique enough for teaching us this method in our Flynn Sisters exclusive mentorship group. It was so cool to watch, and I had to try it. So again, if you're not following her on social, I'll be sure to link her below in the description so that you can. She does some pretty incredible stuff, friends. So go check her out. But for this, I would recommend using epoxy or UV resin. The reason being is you are going to need time to apply your glitters. As you guys saw, we had a lot of them. But that's part of what makes them so beautiful. Also, with your glitters, please pick a translucent or iridescent type glitter. That way you're not covering up your pattern for your vinyl. This will allow it to shine through and will just help the whole entire design just come to life. So here you'll see I've got about 10 mLs of epoxy mixed up. I am not going to use nearly that. I used about 2, and then I'm spreading that on nice and thin and then patting it and then setting it aside for a moment to let it level out. That way there's no weird funky lines, anything like that. And then we're going to go in to our glittering, and you'll see why I recommend the epoxy or UV resin over glitter glue or Mod Podge. Like Mod Podge is definitely a no-go. Like that will dry too fast. Glitter glue, my biggest concern with that is that you may not be able to see the color variations. So you may not apply the colors as, like as precisely as you would with the epoxy. But to start, we're going to start with Cotton Candy from AB Designs. Then we're going to move into our yellow, which is Limeade from Glitter Guy. And then for our orange, we're using Peach Sangria from PDB. And don't forget, guys, I have a discount link for you guys listed in the description. So if you're buying from PDB, save yourself a little bit of money and use that link. And then I got some glitter from NMO. First time using her glitters, and they are stunning. I used Twinkle Toes for the blue, Shall We Dance for the green, and Posh Ice in the fine cut for the white. And holy moly, you guys, the sparkle on these is insane. The only glitter I used that was not translucent was the gold, and that was Athena from Peachy Olive Glitters. But I'll show you guys how we navigated that around those gold edges once we get to that part. But what you're going to do is you are simply going to pretty much paint by numbers, right? So if you've got the yellow, you're going to put your yellow glitter in those spaces. If you see that it starts to lighten up, and you'll see like there's like this bluish white or this pinkish white or yellowish white, I left those open for our Posh Ice, which is our white glitter that we're going to be using. And we're just going to sprinkle those on where their colors pretty much are. Now, one thing that I will say is I didn't stick to like just a chunky or a fine. I used chunky and I used fine, and I think that worked out so beautifully. It gave this cup so much depth and so much dimension. Like when you look at it, there's always something else that's bringing your attention to one spot or another. So I would definitely encourage you to play around with that. Like I said, this one is an alcohol ink. BriUnique uses like the geode or agate type vinyl or sublimation. So a little bit of a different look here with the watercolor, but equally as beautiful end result is pretty similar. So use your imagination, guys. You could probably do this with any type of vinyl that you could dream of, and it would be so, so beautiful. And then, like I said, we're going to finish up with the gold. I'm going to show you, I did apply the gold a little bit differently than I did the rest of them. And that was just because, one, it's not translucent or iridescent, but two, because as you can see, these gold lines are so fine and so thin that applying it with my fingers was actually way easier, and it allowed for me to have a lot more control over where the glitter was going. And then once that was done, friends, I let this cure and dry for its cure time. I think I used quick coat, so it probably only took a couple hours, but truth be told, I left it overnight. I spray sealed it twice with Rust-Oleum clear coat just to make sure my glitters stayed in place. And then we went into our final coats of epoxy. I did not feel like this cup needed a decal or anything. I suppose if you did want to put something like a name, you definitely could. I would probably do like a really fine scripty font. That way it doesn't take away from the design because it's got a lot going on as it is. But again, with that, I applied 2 final coats of epoxy and she was done. Look at how freaking beautiful she is. Oh my gosh, I can't get over it. But anywho, if you guys do decide to try this technique, please tag me and BriUnique. She would be so, so excited. And we would love to see what you guys come up with. Please don't forget, if you're not part of my free Facebook group, I'd love to have you there. And if you're looking to take your business to the next level, join my Patreon group. I'd love to have you there as well. But that's it for this week. I will see you guys in 2 more weeks.